I think the biggest take home from the Laura Quensberg show this morning with Sir Keir Starmer was not the 8 times he was stuttering and muttering and avoiding the question or avoiding the answer when it came to giving in to the unions and committing to more spending, but his commitment to the divisive two-child policy imposed by this government. He would not scrap the 2-child limit. I find that extraordinary. Instead, he has plans about abolishing the House of Lords, though not quite. He has plans about abolishing the tax status of public schools, though not quite. And it all seems very lackluster. And it confirms the point that, you know, I've often heard I should be teaching in politics lessons that in Britain, a party doesn't win an election, another party loses an election. And my goodness, is Rishi Sunak committed to that end at this moment? And indeed, the entire Conservative Party seems to be driving with enthusiasm towards losing if it possibly can. And so Keir Starmer wins by default. What does Keir Starmer believe in? And nobody really seems to know. What does the Conservative Party at the moment believe in? Well, the Conservative Party is rapidly developing itself along the image that the Labour Party has made for it, the nasty party. It's almost as if the Labour Party has gone out to define the Conservative Party rather than to define itself. And the Conservative Party has done them the favour of conforming to the definition that they have provided. Courtesy of Suella Braverman, Nadine Dorries, Matt Hancock, I suppose. The list, that endless list, Dominic Raab. Hunt, probably by being ineffectual, has provided every opportunity to conform to the image that Labour has set up for the Conservative Party. I find that extraordinary. Labour can't define itself, but it can define its opposition. What's going to happen when Labour is in control? I think there's no doubt Labour will be the winner of the next election. But what will that mean? What will that mean? Will that mean a Prime Minister stammering his way through an interview with Laura? And I find it extraordinary that Laura was so hard on Keir Starmer when she pussyfoots around people like Suella Braverman, who should get a tougher deal. They're the people, they're the minister. Keir Starmer is the would-be Prime Minister, but he's not a Prime Minister at the moment. Why does she give Labour such a hard time, and she doesn't give the Conservatives a hard time? We hear so much about the impartiality of the BBC, but I don't see it in evidence. What I see is somebody toadying to the Conservative Party, and I don't see clear analysis. I see an opportunity for sloganising and for pontificating and for posturing. And that isn't the way I want to spend my Sunday mornings. What's the point? What's the point? So my Sunday mornings are incredibly filled. I have lessons to finish teaching early in the morning. And sometimes this morning, I'm afraid it completely exhausts me. 1.5 hours of English, and you think at the end of it, you've been dragged through a hedge backwards, and then you've got to try and sit through this political programme, which is all slogans. You might as well watch Prime Minister's Question Time on a Wednesday at noon. It's not what we want. We want something similar to the Today programme on BBC television. And if the BBC can't deliver that, then maybe it should just give up.